So once again, we're here in the East Kimberleys in the far north of Western Australia, and we're about to tackle the Karunjie Track, or also known as the Old Bedford Stock Route. As you can see, it's a very remote area and it's had its fair share of tragedy, so we need to be prepared. We're looking forward to this one. Welcome to our next adventure today. 3 parties, cars. We're travelling the Karunjie Track, or also known as the Bedford Stock Route. We have ourselves, myself and Julie. We have the mighty Nav, Shane Lloyd, and we have our British travelling companions in their Nissan Patrol, Cameron and Nisha. So a little about the history of the Karunjie Track. The track itself begins or finishes, depending on direction of travel, from the Pentacost River, near where the Gibb River Road crosses over to the northern coastal town of Wyndham. It travels around the eastern side of the river and winds around the mighty Cockburn Ranges, traversing through 2 main stations, the Diggers Rest and Questro. It was used by drovers to connect pastoral stations with the coastal town to the north, and more to the point, the Wyndham Meatworks, which operated from 1919 to 1985. This, in its heyday, was the largest meatworks in the Southern Hemisphere, and was built by the Australian government to supply both Perth City, the goldfields, and also export to the UK, and employed between 1,600 and 2,000 workers during its May to September season. So it's not only about visiting this old stock route that's rich in history, it's about the old town of Wyndham, and what's left of the old buildings associated with the export trade. Certainly worth a visit, as you will see shortly.
No wheel spin yet. It's doing pretty well.
This is the mighty Pentacost River, snaking its way for 118 kilometres through the East Kimberleys, on its way to meet up with 4 other rivers in Wyndham, the Ord, Forest, King and Durack rivers, to create the 5-river system. Its inhabitants include not only an abundance of sizable barramundi and even bigger saltwater crocs, but amazing bird life. The tidal movements here are something to behold, water rushing in and out at a great rate. The rivers really are the lifeline to the region up here. we are approaching the first of many gates, with this one being the entrance into the El Questro station. It clearly states no entry without permission, so we did the right thing prior and contacted the station owners. There are 2 stations you pass through, the other being Diggers Rest. We suggest doing the right thing, otherwise it's a very real possibility these gates could get shut permanently, denying us entry to this wonderful part of the country. Although relatively short, only about 80 kilometres, this track is remote, and given the harsh climate through the summer months, probably shouldn't be attempted. Sadly, this was proven not so long ago, in 2018, when a solo motorcyclist perished on the Karunjie Track after becoming bogged in one of the many vast floodplains. Cannot stress enough about planning well and being prepared for if and when things go wrong.
So we're on the Karunjie Track, and yeah, a little bit bumpy, couple of rocks here and there, nothing too challenging, not yet anyway. But got the drones up because those Cockburn Ranges to my right, they look pretty bloody specky. So yep, got the drone up. Got the drone up, got the GoPro, got that GoPro, got everything running at the moment, but it's looking good.
So here we are in the Kimberleys of Western Australia, sitting around a campfire beside the Pentacost River, travelling along the Karunjie Track, better known as the Bedford Stock Route, and we have a bull just over there. We have crocodiles cruising up the river as the tide's coming in. We have Nabman sitting right here, having a brewski. We have the sun setting over there, just fabulous. Where else would you rather be? Night one on the Karunjie. Cheers, Mr. Lloyd.
Absolutely, cheers.
Cheers. We could be at work, you know.
That's what sick days are for.
Welcome to the banks of the Pentacost River. It's early morning, about 6 AM, and that tide is moving in fast. We've already seen 2 crocodiles just cruising through, and we are ready for another day. As we scope around our campsite, Fire's already going, ready for breakfast. As we sit here with a coffee, admiring the beauty, ready for another day on the Karunjie Track. Just look at that water flowing. She's going quick. To the point there's whirlpools throughout and a lot of movement. There's a big splash just over there. There's fish jumping. This is a crazy part of the world. If you haven't been here before, you need to get here.
So morning of day 17, we've just left the Pentacost. Could be the last time we see it. We're still on the Karunjie Track heading towards Wyndham. So been doing a fair bit of droning this morning. We've got some beautiful scenery. We've got the Cockburn Ranges on our right hand side, and we've got the river on the left hand side. So this track sort of snakes between them. So it's been some pretty good drone footage, I hope. Anyway, so let's just see what it looks like when we get home. But anyway, I'll get back to the full driving and droning, because I can't do three things at once, unfortunately. So we'll see when I've got a bit of time.
How spectacular do those Cockburn Ranges look in the foreground?
Yeah, the edge of like the cliff part, the orange pops quite well in the sun. Yeah, no matter how many mountains and as you see, they all look pretty specky, beautiful.
Yes, we've got the sun in the proper direction to get full advantage of it.
You know, the fact that we're like driving straight at them.
We've just sort of hit like a clay pit area, so pretty dry at the moment. Just a couple of wombats here and there, but it would be awesome to try do this in the wet season. That would be challenging, but at the moment everything's dry, so it's not too bad. Just bottom end sort of scraping out on some of the whoopties as you're going up and down, mainly the tow bolt at the back, but I saw Jason's do the same thing, and also Cam's patrol. So anyway, it's dusty, it's dry clay, and we'll just keep going. Nothing but dry riverbeds at the moment. track, and yeah, look, quite a few cows and cattle out here. We're just in the middle of a salt lake. There's no water out here. Well, there's a little bit on the side here, but yeah, it's like a big clay pit actually, dried out baked clay pit. So easy today, but I'll tell you what, a little bit of rain, this stuff would turn to slop. So pity we didn't have any rain. Could have been an interesting track. Still on the Karunjie Track. We've just cleared the salt lakes. Now going back into woodlands. Not too sure how far on the track we are actually. Supposedly the track's only about 60 kilometres, so we've done about at least about 40 at this stage. So probably about, let's say, at a guess, 2/3 of the way through anyway. Just past a couple of little waterways and streams. We've hit a little bit of tree area now, vegetation. We've got the boab trees. So we're definitely out of the salt lake area now. I guess with the boab trees around, there must be a bit of water. So yeah, onwards and upwards we go. This is the boundary between Diggers Rest and our Questro cattle.
So Diggers cattle.
So yeah, there you go. The boundary gate.
Another little bit of useless information that you probably didn't know was the movie Australia was filmed along many parts of this track in 2008, starring Nicole Kidman and Hugh Jackman.
You know, Cam and Nisha, I reckon it's probably a good chance there's been no other British tourists travel the Karunjie Track.
I think you could be absolutely correct with that one.
end of the Karunjie Track, or formerly known as the Bedford Stock Route. From here we venture over to Gibb River Road, and there's a few things to see on the way up to Wyndham, which isn't that far. So all in all, thoroughly enjoyed. Not a long adventure, just had one overnight stop, but you could actually do it in the day if you got going in the morning, but we like to take our time.